Something kind of funny happened on CNN yesterday. CNN Daybreak. The weather geek there lost it.
They are all a little frazzled from a lot of time they've spent awake with each other, and they get on each other's nerves. You got to think. And these meteorologists always want to have a little inside edge, something that the other channel isn't getting. So even when they're not on screen, they're pawing through all their data, trying to come up with some kind of angle. So they're probably awake for this entire episode. And this guy, he got a little angry.
I think also they're just a bunch of robots.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, they're just used to reading, what the weather's about, and they read all their instruments.
Yes.
But to the common man, let's be honest, when we watch the weather, just tell us if it's going to rain tomorrow.
Tell us what it is. And if there's a hurricane, just
you have to talk about this low-pressure thing and this and barometric. What?
Barometric pressure.
95% of America doesn't know what that does.
Inches of mercury.
But they continue to tell us that it's rising and falling and doing this and that. And I guess this guy in CNN was talking about barometric pressure.
Yes, he was getting into the millibars, and I guess he was boring the anchor.
Yeah.
This guy, this guy saw this clip. This is what weathermen are. They're horribly boring people. Every party the weatherman's ever at, they probably talk to a girl. Like, what do you do? I do the local weather.
Oh, really?
A minute later, she's probably going, look, I'm going to go get a drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And once again, he's alone with his his ice tinkling alone in his glass. Because a lot of times people don't understand the satellite photos, and she's like, oh, you fucking just get tongue cancer already.
Absolutely right, because at first you'd probably think the girl would be like, hey, he's on TV.
Oh.
He's on TV every night. He's probably pulling in a nice little paycheck. And then when he just goes on and on about a frontal system and low pressure, do you know the counterclockwise rotation around a low? Yeah, okay. Bye.
People with full drinks are going, look, I have to replenish this. I'll be right back.
Oh, is there a bathroom?
So here's CNN Daybreak yesterday, a little fight between the anchor chick.
Is this video online? Did Steve put it up?
I think so.
You got to see the video, too. The audio's great, but the video where this guy... You could tell he really gets angry because when you hear him raise his voice, he takes the papers that he's got in his hand and throws them on the ground. He's disgusted.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Oh, yeah, he is so disgusted.
I noticed her phony anchor smile stayed on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then at the end, he tries to make it sound like it was, he was kidding around. But
he wasn't.
Wow, was he pissed.
He was not kidding.
Oh, it's up on the line? Very good.
All right, here's the audio.
But the storm was 902 millibars. 902
millibars.
Yeah, and this guy had been going on about this for some time already when we come into this clip.
Raise your hand in your car right now if you're still with this weather guy. You understand what that means. No one in the room is raising their hand. What the...
I just know it's very low pressure. It's,
Why don't you explain millibars?
It's the amount of actual atmosphere that you have above you in any given area. A low-pressure system means that there is less weight of the air, actual air, and it's measured in inches of mercury, which would then push down on this tube of mercury and push it up the other side and let you know how much actual atmosphere is above you. The less atmosphere above you, the worse the weather is going to be. Low pressure.
Look around the studios. I just counted 5 people scratching their heads during your explanation.
Oh, no, it made perfect sense. I now know why you have no friends. I thought millibars were bars where they serve Miller beer.
And how do you know this, Anthony?
Just watching the Weather Channel.
Forget Aristotle and fuck Socrates. Here comes Professor Anthony.
Millibars, yes.
If one more person writes in to tell me that slurp is a symbol, I will shoot you because it is a slurp, and I know it's a slurp in the middle of that song. There's a little symbol thing in there, but I hear slurp also.
Do you know when you're a weatherman and you resort to saying 902 millibars, you should then take out a brown paper bag and pull a Bud Dwyer. You should just shoot yourself on camera.
Yeah, there's no reason for this guy to go into this.
But
None.
the storm was 902 millibars. 902 was the lowest that you had with this storm a couple of hours ago. So it has filled in a little bit, filled in with some air,
Okay,
not as low of pressure. But
Chad,
Camille,
Chad,
let me talk, Carol.
Translate that for us.
Chad, let me talk, Carol. Carol.
They're all uptight.
Oh, that's a great little snap.
Because no one else pays attention to Weatherman ever. This is his moment.
This is his moment to shine. You're absolutely right. Every night, this bitch is the center of attention. She's the one telling the stories about the shootings, the robberies, the rapes. This guy has to go on every night and go, it's going to be sunny, wear your galoshes, we're going to get rain, let's go to the 5-day forecast. Today was his day.
I see it a little differently, too. I think she threw him off his script.
Yeah.
And he just couldn't improvise. So it was like, oh, my God, you're fucking me up. Don't you understand?
Well, he thought he was being interesting.
Do you think?
He thought talking about it, the low pressure and the barometer, he thought he had something rolling there and he was going to be interesting and everything. And she found him quite boring, just like the women at the party.
There he was.
Cutting him off. Clink, clink.
Little Chad with a plastic cup all over again with the cameras rolling.
Carol, I need another drink.
All right, let's
I'm
back up.
trying to do this, Carol.
Carol, it's low pressure, Carol.
All right, well, let's back up slightly here.
Hours ago, so it has filled in a little bit, filled in with some air, not as low of pressure. But Camille, let me talk, Carol.
Translate that for us. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Well, if you would let me talk.
Mom! I have to do this now. Mom, please stop calling. It's impossible. I'm trying to tell you that. What do you want? Me to tears to come out of my eyes?
Oh, what a douche! The greatest is this is what got him. This is what this emasculating anchor did to this fucking schlub. Chad.
Oh yeah, I know.
It was little boy having his moment.
Right.
It wasn't Chad. What does that mean? It was you unimportant little douche.
Right.
What are you trying to say? You're boring us.
Chad had heard that exact same thing from Mommy for how many years? Chad. But no, Mom, I want to go over my friends. How about Chad?
That was her shut the fuck up voice question. That's exactly Chad. Just like it was a real scolding, motherly thing.
And he just
clenched the papers up.
It's about time, though, man, because these guys talk on a level that no one could follow.
Absolutely. I hate her and I hate him equally.
I gotta hear her again.
All right,
and him.
Air, not as low of pressure. But Camille, let me talk, Carol.
Translate that.
What a cunt.
And she's no better.
Chad.
Oh.
Chad.
Every horrible bore moment he had just hit him in the face. He suddenly realized that all of those girls weren't thirsty. He just pictured himself, and he just went through every one in a millisecond and realized, full glass. Say!
Hey, wait a minute.
Hey, we're bored. Chad stinks.
Well, there's more to it, so why don't we back up here and we'll let it roll a little.
Oh, yeah.
A little further.
Filled in with some air, not as low of pressure. But Camille, let me talk, Carol.
Translate that for us. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Well, if you would let me talk.
And that's where he threw his papers.
Camille.
That's where he threw his papers.
This video is up on opieandanthony.com, by the way.
And I love the way he keeps trying to talk through her.
Yeah.
Like she's like, Chad, Chad, Katrina, and then he just finally can't handle it. What, cunt? What?
The best part is he walks off camera.
Yeah.
And for a split second, I'm thinking, is he going to attack her?
Oh, yeah. Just choke her out.
Why don't you do the weather, Billy Boy?
Yeah, why don't you do it?
Oh, you want to do that again?
I love these people
Eric
when they
suggested
snap.
that. You got
Hawk
that clip?
is good.
All right, we'll play that clip.
Hawk is good.
It is one of our faves. All right, here we go again. We got to keep
love
backing
it.
up.
I love it.
Air, not as low of pressure. But Camille, let me talk, Carol.
Translate that for us. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Well, if you would let me talk. Camille was 908. And so this is actually now not as strong as Camille, but not really as strong as it's been. 908. I'm walking over here because I can have this chart, but it's not in front of me. 908 millibars is 26.81 inches of mercury. This storm got down to 26.61, and right now it's 26.98. Now, if you would go to your home barometer that you have, it's probably a big circle hanging on your wall that you got from an uncle somewhere.
Not.
If you go look at that, that is completely off the screen. Rarely would you ever have to have a barometer that would go that low in the northern hemisphere, unless you were obviously trying to get under a hurricane.
All right.
Carol.
Thank you, Chad.
All right. Just having fun with you this morning.
No, you're not.
It's
And
a
then
stressful time, I know.
It's a stressful time, I know.
Okay, Pookie.
Just having some fun with you. No, you can't even be honest in your anger, Chad.
Yeah, and neither could she actually laughing.
No.
The best part, that was CNN. It
Wow.
wasn't just some,
Local affiliate somewhere.
right in the middle of nowhere.
Nice.
I really wasn't.
Chad.
Here's the word. Here's what was
Jim.
Oh, Anthony, just Anthony, just let me talk.
Call me Opie first, you idiot.
Just let me talk.
Did you hear him go Opie?
Did I?
Amp?
Just let me talk.
Steve.
That's our thing today.
It's a C prompt. Sometimes you put C, semicolon, /, then you sign back on.
That's exactly right, Jim. Thank you so much for putting that
You're
out.
putting the accent on the wrong syllable.
That's exactly right.
Ramon! You know what the worst? The worst is, this is what happened to this guy just there. You ever been in the middle of a story, and we all have, and there's a deep down part of you that knows you're an awful storyteller, and your story, it just blows.